Welcome to the NIOS. In this video, we are going to learn about location and extent. Let us first understand physiography. It means the study of physical characteristics. So here, the physical characteristics of India will be studied. This means the location of India, its extent, its neighbors, and the mountains, plains, plateaus, and rivers present in it. In this discussion, the location and extent of India has been explained. Every country and place has a fixed place or location in the world and map. Location can be understood in terms of absolute and relative location. Let us understand what we mean by absolute location and relative location. Absolute location is given in degrees of latitude and longitude. Relative location depends upon point of reference, that is near, far, etc. Now you must be thinking, what is latitude and longitude? In general, these are the imaginary lines drawn on the globe to know the exact location of a country or place. The east-west lines are known as the latitudes and the north-south lines are known as the longitudes. As you can see in the figure, there are two standard latitudes and longitudes for the purpose of understanding. One is the equator that runs east-west and divides the earth in two equal parts, northern and the southern parts, or northern and southern hemispheres. The second one is the prime meridian at the Greenwich in England that runs from north-south in direction and divides the earth in two equal parts, eastern and western parts, or eastern and western hemispheres. All these other latitudes and longitudes are understood in reference to these two standard lines and are explained in terms of degrees as given in the figure. Equator is the 0-degree latitude. All other latitudes are measured north and south of it, with the closest latitude measuring 5 degrees and the farthest 90 degrees, or the pole. So the nearest latitude north of equator will be 5 degrees north latitude, while the farthest will be 90 degrees north latitude, or the north pole. Similarly, the nearest latitude in the south of equator will be 5 degrees south latitude, while the farthest will be 90 degrees south latitude, or the south pole. Similarly, the prime meridian is the 0-degree longitude. The nearest longitude in the east to it will be 5 degrees east longitude, and the farthest will be 180 degrees east longitude. West of the prime meridian has similar measures. So, the definition of a latitude and a longitude can be summarized as: latitude is the angular distance north or south from the equator of a point on the earth's surface, while longitude is an angular distance on the earth's surface measured east or west from the prime meridian at Greenwich. Now, what is angular distance? The angular distance between the points from the centers is called angular distance. Now let us understand the extent of India. As you can see in the map, the Indian mainland extends between 8 degree 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitudes, occupying 3214 kilometers. Its longitudinal or east west spread is from 68 degrees 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east longitudes, which is of 2933 kilometers. India lies entirely in the northern hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. This is the absolute location of India. Due to the vast expanse of the country, when the sun rises in Arunachal Pradesh, it is still dark in Gujarat. There is a time gap of 2 hours between the eastern and the western part of the country. The Tropic of Cancer, that is 23 degree 30 minutes north, passes through the center of the country. It divides the country into almost two equal parts. North of this latitude is North India and south is known as South India. 82 degree 30 minutes east latitude, that is the north-south line, passes through Mirzapur district of Uttar Pradesh and is known as the standard meridian of India. It cuts the country almost from the middle, dividing it into east and west parts. India accounts for 2.42% of the total world land area. The relative location of India explains the location in relation to other things. Look at the map. It can be explained in this form, such as north of, south of, east of, west of, next to, and across from. India is part of Asian continent and is surrounded by water from three sides: Arabian Sea in the west, Bay of Bengal in the east, and Indian Ocean in the south. Towards its northwest is Pakistan and Afghanistan. China, Bhutan, Tibet, and Nepal lies to its north. Bangladesh and Myanmar lies to its east. Sri Lanka and Maldives are located in the Indian Ocean towards its south. The southernmost point of the country is Indira Point of Nicobar Islands, which lies on 6 degree 4 minutes north latitudes, and Kanyakumari is the southernmost point of Indian mainland or continuous land area of India, which lies on 8 degrees 4 minutes north latitudes. Have you ever thought why the location of any country is important? This is because it determines the climatic conditions of that country, availability of resources in it, and its accessibility through land or water resources. Look at the map. India is the largest country in terms of area and population in South Asia. It is surrounded by seas and oceans from three sides. Its advantageous location in Indian Ocean helps it in commanding sea routes between Europe and Africa, Southeast Asia, Far East Asia, and Oceania. It is because of this that India shares good trade relation between many countries since ancient times. India has a good location in terms of sea and is also well connected by land. Did you know various passes like Nathula in Sikkim and Shipkila in Himachal Pradesh have been proved to be important routes for human movement? the important India-Tibet trade route that connects Kalimpong near Darjeeling with Lhasa in Tibet passes through Jelepla. Several passes have provided a passage to many ancient travelers. These routes are not only important for trade but also for exchange of ideas and culture. During ancient and medieval times, India had remained an important center for trade due to large number of resources present here and due to the fact that it is well connected to several countries through land and sea routes. With the development of air transportation, the importance of land and sea connections had reduced to some extent. This is because through air routes and transportation, any place in the very far off areas can also be reached in a very short duration of time. But this does not mean that locational advantage has lost its importance. Land and sea connections have always been important and will remain so. Do you know that India is the seventh largest country in the world? Yes, some of its states are larger than many countries of the world. It has a land boundary of 15,200 km and 6,100 km long coastline. Coastlines not only provide water transportation but also provide several marine resources like fishes, crabs, shrimps, minerals, and oil and natural gas. Bombay High, located off the shore of Mumbai, has been a place to extract petroleum and natural gas. The population living along the coasts are highly dependent on seas and oceans for food and other necessities. Look at the map. The landmass of India covers 3.28 million square kilometers of area. This accounts for nearly 2.42% of the total geographical area of the world. Due to such a large area, India has been divided into 29 states and 7 union territories for good governance. So, what is the difference between a state and a union territory? In simple terms, a state has its own government and is mainly run by that government. Only some of the controls are there with the central government. On the other hand, union territories are entirely governed by the central government. Each state and union territory has its own capital. Have you ever thought why the states and union territories have their own capital? This is just in order to run the state or union territory in an efficient manner. Capitals are the centers of administration and finance. Headquarters of government offices and all other offices are located here. Therefore, the capitals are the most developed and the most populated cities. For example, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Jaipur and Chandigarh, etc. It has large number of offices, educational institutions and several other infrastructural facilities that may not be present in other cities or towns of the state. This is the reason why many people want to come to the capital cities to study and to earn a livelihood. It is interesting to note that while New Delhi is the capital of India, Delhi is the capital of Union Territory Delhi also. Do you know any other capital like this? Yes, it is Chandigarh, which is the capital of two states, that is Haryana and Punjab, and is also a union territory. So now we know the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India, its absolute and relative extent, in which hemisphere it lies, who are its neighbors, and what is the importance of its location. In this video, we talked about the location and extent. I hope you understood it well. For any kind of learning support, you can mail us at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you can log on to www.nios.ac.in. Thank you.